wrestling fans, that's right. This is Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, and and wrestling. Yeah, you're actually listening to the WNS podcast. So tune and listen closely because there's lots going on.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I am Tyler Abear.
And we welcome you to episode 241 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We're on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
That's right. And you can also find us on Twitter by searching at WNS Podcast. You can find me on Twitter at WNS_Daniel, and you can find Tyler at Tyler_Abear. So there you go. So welcome to the show. No Doug this week. He's out on assignment. Had to go pick up the pieces that Tyler left behind in his wake.
Pick up those amiibos.
Yeah, get those amiibos. So welcome to the show. Tyler, how you doing?
I'm doing fine right now. Yeah,
you ready?
Long day.
Are you ready for Wrestling Week next week?
Oh, for sure.
Heck yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? It is around our area.
Woohoo!
And
that is correct.
We are super pumped for it, and we're going to do it all.
That's right. We're going to be going to WWE. We're going to be going to NXT. We're going to be going to Night of Champions. It's going to be...
So all WWE.
Yeah, all WWE stuff. But
except... Is the JR stuff part of?
The JR is not, but we are going to be going to that as well. So ringside with Jim Ross.
We're going to get some barbecue.
That's right. Barbecue.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So welcome to the show. Like I said, no Doug this week. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. If you can't tell by my voice, this may sound a little bit different.
Hey, dude, that's right.
That's right.
It's not the same.
No, it's not. That's right. Close enough. But, we're going to try and tough it out for you lovely listeners who need
Are you tough enough?
I'll try to be. No guarantees. But for the lovely listeners who need their daily or their weekly fix of us, we'll do the best we can. And speaking of fixes, we do have some feedback. A lot of talk about the shower debate that we had. So really good stuff. We'll kick things off for first bit of feedback from Jonathan Red Robin Branch saying, I really enjoyed all the shower talk this week. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
The next one's coming to us from Matt from Twitter saying, after listening to this week's podcast, I really questioned my shower routine. Thanks, guys. So
you really need to question to see if you are doing it right.
Yeah, there is
last week's and get your story straight.
There's a procedure.
Yeah,
it takes time. You got to make sure you're clean.
You don't go ass to face.
No, you never go ass to face. You never go ass to mouth. But, you got to make sure you're smelling good for your lady or potential ladies or whoever it is that you're trying to pick up. So, or, if you take that really hot shower and then you crawl into bed after you just wash your sheets and it feels so good. Yes.
So fresh and so clean.
Fresh and so clean, that's right. So next bit of feedback we have is also from Twitter, from Top Rope Tweets, saying, I was actually laughing at those shenanigans. Solid show, fellas. So in reference, thank you very much. Right. Next bit of feedback we have is from Dennis saying, I feel like you've got to work north to south during a shower. Let the shampoo suds do some extra work on their way out. And that's a good point.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah. I don't know. It's just... For me, it's always washing the special places and then going to legs is just not the same for me. I don't know. Maybe
I don't do special places. Then I don't do south to north.
Yeah,
north. You go just start at the top and go down.
Start at the top, go down. But for me, there's just a slight exception. Yeah. Well, anyways, But thank you very much, Dennis. Always nice to hear how our listeners are showering, making sure they're keeping up. Next bit of feedback is from Shane, not shower related, believe it or not, saying just saw Braun Strowman, however his name is spelled. He does in fact have a tattoo on his lower back area. Part of it was sticking out of his shirt. Don't know if you guys caught that or not, but I couldn't tell if the tattoo that was talked about. If it is the tattoo that was talked about on last week's podcast. I did not get to catch that, but thanks for pointing out.
We need to get behind this. We need to get people up and close. We need to take a picture. We need to get.
That's right.
We need to know what.
We need details on this.
Yeah, we need details about this tattoo.
We gotta know. So, and for those of you who are wondering about our thoughts on Paige and Alicia Fox getting thrown out of a restaurant earlier this week, or the revised 2K16 roster list, you'll definitely want to tune in to our radio show, which can be found on sportsradiobeaumont.com. That's sportsradio, BEAUMONT.com. Sports Radio Beaumont. Our show comes on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central Time. So please adjust your clocks accordingly if you want to tune into that. And let us know that you're listening, because it always makes us look a little bit better whenever we get some feedback on that. So welcome to the show. Like I said, got some Raw to talk about, a little bit of Q&A as well. So first bit of stuff that happened on Raw, we got Seth Rollins coming out to talk about the events that had happened the week prior, about how he's got 2 matches and he still wants his statue. And I'm going to be completely honest, I was kind of like in a daze for Raw because, like I said, I am battling allergies, and I was not feeling well and definitely wasn't sounding well. I can actually talk today, which is a miracle. But a lot of the stuff I kind of dozed out of, and it just felt like it felt extremely long, the show. But Seth Rollins comes out, talks about Sting, and then Sting appears on the Titantron, and oh my gosh, he's got the statue.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm looking forward to the match at Night Champions, and I know probably a lot of people are not, but I did not dig this segment or whatever. Hey, I'm here at your statue, come get it. Blah blah blah. Throughout the whole night. Yeah. It seems like, I don't know, I was digging more of his stuff when he was in TNA than in WWE.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, we haven't really seen a whole lot from Sting in regards to this. Like, this is his,
I mean, I know usually the stuff he does is cheesy, but,
I'll agree. Because my boss actually came into my office earlier today and was like, oh, did you see that Sting segment? I loved whenever he was like, his head was going up and down, and then he put the mask on. And I was thinking to myself, God, that was so cheesy.
That was cheesy,
It was terrible. Like, that was a horrible segment. Like, what are they going to do? Like, what are they doing with Sting, It worries me.
You're getting money, but let's just do stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I know you did good stuff in the past, but you're in WWE. You're going to do what we're saying.
We're going to change your nickname from the Vigilante to we're going back to the Icon. I don't know if you caught that. JBL was calling him the Icon all night long.
Well, people call him the Icon. And they still, some people say Icon, some people say Vigilante.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is that if you're building him as an icon, he needs to be representative of the name Icon. Not, let me hop up and down, in front of the camera and then place a mask on the face.
This article, I didn't get to read it. I just saw it on Facebook. I didn't click it, but I don't know who posted it or what, who it's from, but it's like 5 or 10 reasons why Sting is going to lose Night of Champions.
I can see it.
I don't know. I didn't read it, but I feel like Sting should win.
Yeah.
But no, going back to Raw and all that stuff, I don't know. I didn't really care about all that stuff.
Yeah. Just the whole presentation I did not like. I don't like how they're using Sting. I would prefer if they kept him with more of a serious role. I get it that you're trying to appeal to a younger audience, so you got to make them chuckle.
I mean, how'd you like him when he did that Joker gimmick in TNA?
I didn't like that either. I thought it was like, this is not Sting. This is not who he is.
It's Showtime!
Well, the whole Showtime thing goes back to his WCW Blonde days.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Like, I get that you want to freshen up your character a little bit, but I mean, my goodness. But one thing that I did like about this was Seth Rollins complaining that he's got 2 matches during the night, and then Sheamus comes out reminding him, "Hey, man, you might actually pull this off. You may win
then
one.
You got to deal with me.
Yeah,
because if you win both those matches,
you might have a
third.
third. Yeah, I like that. I like that they're keeping him in mind, reminding him, "Hey,
I like that.
I am still a threat."
They did that, and I like how he freaked out. Because
Yeah.
he should.
Yeah. The ending of it was kind of weird, though. But I liked it.
I think he goes to see if Triple H is there and
Yeah.
talks to Stephanie, and kind of ignored her. He's like, "Hey, don't worry about Triple H. I have a plan." He's like, "Well, I need to talk to Triple H because he's good at that. Or,
Yeah.
that's what he does and all that stuff." And
Well, we're going to put you in 2 matches. Why are you punishing your guy?
apparently, it's going to set up for Triple H, Seth Rollins.
Oh, boy.
Well, they're doing differently. It's not like, "Hey, your guy, he's getting the cheap way out." It's actually the front is, "Hey, you're tough. You're the man. You can beat these people."
But it's condescending in the
It's
way they're doing it.
condescending because they're eventually gonna play out where
No, they're like hyping him up, saying, "Oh, you're the man, aren't you? Go out and prove it. You can do this.
I could do this.
I have faith in you. So we're going to put you in 3 matches. Why not? Because you're the man. Because you can take it. Right? Right? Right?" And it's going to be like, "Oh, I guess you aren't the man. I guess you aren't the man we thought you were." And blah, blah, blah. "I guess I'll have to fight you and take the title from you and win it myself. Prove why I'm still the man. Look at my ego.
Well,
In my nose."
when they do all that stuff, Seth Rollins needs to beat Triple H.
I hope so. But we'll see how it all plays out. But we do get the opening contest being Sasha Banks versus Paige. I would have liked to see more of this match. I would have liked to have seen them go a little bit further, a little more, some near falls and stuff like that. It wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't a great match. I don't know. I feel like this whole Divas Revolution thing is not working out. They're not utilizing the Divas properly. I'll jump ahead a little bit. The whole Nikki Bella promo later on that night was awful. I freaking hated it.
I mean, I'm glad that the other girls are in there, but
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like the title Divas Revolution means anything. It's just there's 3 girls that came up. That's cool that they're there. And I feel like they're doing a little better work before, how the Divas were before,
Yeah.
But it doesn't, to me, it's not on the level of the name.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And, I know Doug made a mention last week that Nikki has had the same number of defenses as AJ at this point in time. But try and take a guess as to when Nikki Bella's last title defense was. Just take a guess.
4 months ago?
Okay, maybe not that far. It was the 4th of July, whenever they went to Tokyo.
Really?
Yeah, that was the last time that she defended her Divas title. So it's been a while. You got July, August, September. It's 3 months, basically.
Yeah.
So
It's time for her to drop it and let one of those girls, newer girls, get it.
yeah, and, the main question now is going, are they going to let her pass? Are they going to let her tie and surpass AJ? Because they've built it up to where, okay, this time next week, Nikki is going to tie AJ. And they've already announced that Nikki is going to face Charlotte for the title on Raw.
Instead of Night of Champions.
Both, I guess.
Oh.
She petitioned, the storyline, she petitioned to face Nikki Bella
So she's going to lose.
so that she can break the
Charlotte's going to lose next week and then win at the pay-per-view?
maybe. I don't know. I don't know how they're playing it.
I don't know.
But I just don't know. But Sasha Banks does end up getting the victory over Paige. Any thoughts on the matchup?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know why I'm blanking on it.
Because it was mediocre. And I hate saying that about Sasha Banks because she's such a talented competitor, and so is Paige. But you you can see the difference between NXT and WWE by far. How they treat their female competitors. I don't know. I mean, they've got 3 hours to fill. Surely they can let the girls go and say, "Hey, go out there and show us what you got." Give them a match they'll be talking about. It's craziness. I don't know. But after that, we did get to see Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns go up against the Ascension. And what were your thoughts on Ambrose coming down with Reigns via the old Shield days, coming down the stairs?
I don't know how I feel about it. I thought it was cool when the first Shield kept on doing that, but after they split, I was like, I always felt Roman needed to drop that just because I know they have guards, but you don't know what people are going to do. It's like, so I'm like, I'm still always like that now. I'm like, people are unpredictable.
You never know.
You know?
You just never know who's got something. And
somehow
ready
someone
to jump out.
snuck a knife in there. You're going to get shanked. I don't know. Not really. Not really. But,
Well, he's got that vest on, so he's okay.
but you never know. Someone's going to take a picture. Someone just wants to touch you and keeps on touching you and touches you. And like,
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is more of a step back for Dean Ambrose. You know, like
They have nothing for him.
Well, yeah. One, they don't have anything for him. Two, like he was supposed to be the breakout star. You know, like they were all supposed to break out of their own. Seth Rollins did it very well. Dean Ambrose seemed to have done well, and then they pulled the plug on that for whatever reason. And Roman Reigns just couldn't get over with the fans. So they're like, okay, Dean Ambrose, obviously insanely over. Let's team him back up with Roman Reigns and build up Reigns some. It's maddening. I don't know. I feel like this is a step back for Dean Ambrose. And
Maybe not necessarily, but
I mean, not necessarily, but he's certainly not in the title hunt. That's for sure. But you know, it was a short matchup just to highlight Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns defeating the Ascension. And one of the things that bugged me is that on SmackDown, from what I gather, I didn't get to watch it, but on SmackDown, the Ascension actually joined up with Stardust, and yet they made zero mention of that on Raw.
Huh.
So I think they called it like the Cosmic Wasteland or something. Like that's going to be their trio's name. So
that's interesting.
I mean, it gives them something to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was a short matchup. Ambrose and Reigns ended up getting the victory. After that, we got to see Ryback go up against Seth Rollins in Rollins' first matchup of the night.
You remember when Ryback was backstage and Kevin Owens comes up to him?
Yeah.
Is that foreshadowing of like
I think so.
after Cesaro and Kevin Owens thing, it's going to be like Kevin Owens and Ryback?
I think the Owens-Cesaro thing might be over with.
You think so?
Yeah. I think this is a pre-tell of what we're going to see at Night of Champions. I think we're going to see Ryback versus Kevin Owens.
Oh, dude. How long has Ryback been having the title?
Since Elimination Chamber, I
I know
believe.
he's got hurt and...
Yeah. Hadn't been too long. I mean, he won it, and then he was injured.
Wait, how long was the elimination? How long ago was that?
A few months. He's had it for a while.
Give it to Owens.
Yeah.
Give it to Owens.
Owens
He
is-
deserves... If he didn't get the U.S. title, he deserves the Intercontinental title.
Yeah. Let him show what he's got.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get to see it, but I hope so. That'd be a pretty cool match to see at Night of Champions since we'll be in attendance. But yeah, we got to see Ryback go up against Seth Rollins. One thing that I really liked that I'm kind of bummed that the announcers didn't make mention of was the Make-A-Wish child in the audience. Like, that was a huge thing.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And they made absolutely no mention of it. Just I'm guessing either A, they were told not to, B, they just didn't happen to notice because they were talking about whatever storyline, or I don't know, C, it wasn't John Cena.
I thought when he gave him the title, I thought it was cute and funny. The kid was like, "Yeah, give me the title." Give me the
like,
title.
oh my gosh,
Give me the
yes.
title." It was like handing it to him, and he was super excited. Yeah, give it to me. And it was funny and cute.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good moment. That I feel.
I gotta go to the bathroom, Mom.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the concession stand. Run to the car. Go home. Yeah, I feel like it was one of those moments that wasn't really given the credit that it was due. Yeah. It was a really good moment. Glad to see Ryback getting to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the matchup was fine. They, they told a good story of Rollins trying to get the count-out win, doing the dive.
Oh, my gosh. He kept on doing it over and over and over. That's something you don't see that often. Or
just because it's a potential risk.
Over and over.
It just takes that one bad landing.
Yeah.
But surprisingly enough, Ryback ended up getting the victory, which, later on in the night, it wasn't so surprising because, they're trying to tell the story that Rollins is just having the worst night of his life.
Sting came on the
so Sting caused the distraction.
That's when he kept on going up and down.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Ooh, what am I doing? Check it out. Oh, I put a plastic mask on your statue. And
come and get it.
And that's defacing your property. Ha 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 ha. That
also
showed you.
Pissed on it.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been funny if you would have just turned around and they had that noise. I'm crazy. So, whatever. We find out later on that night is that he was in front of a trash vehicle, a dump truck, a little bit later on. So all that stuff he was doing apparently was in front of other people. So,
yeah,
whatever.
Come and get me.
Let's see what else. Yeah, so Ryback ends up getting the victory. Sting was on the Titantron again. After that, we got to see Seth Rollins backstage, and he gets stopped by the New Day.
Oh, Seth Rollins!
Don't you dare be sour. Clap for your 2-time champs.
Okay, guys. Okay, I'm not having a good time tonight.
Now's not the night. I'm having a bad night. So, good interaction with the New Day, and then Edge and Christian appear because they were on the Stone Cold podcast, which that was a really nice surprise to see.
Yeah.
And then the Dudley Boys came out, which to see the Dudleys standing next to Edge and Christian, very throwback to yesteryear. Their TLC matches, of course, everyone's talking about. Just really cool to see them.
We have a new chant. Get the tables.
No!
Get the tables.
No, that's not it! So...
really, I thought that would catch on in the crowd, but it didn't.
Not really.
I was like, what? That should be fire.
But, yeah. It was good to see the New Day in that group of guys, because they're kind of... I read a comment that said the New Day is today's Edge and Christian, where they're that heel. They're the heels, but they're doing entertaining stuff to get heel heat.
Oh my gosh, look, I'm gonna save it for the last match. I'm not gonna talk about it just now, but they're doing great stuff for sure.
So after that, we got a total time waster in my eyes. I'm
for sure. But there's one part I did laugh. Like she calls Rusev out. Oh, by the way, Rusev dropped his accent at the beginning of the speech.
Yeah.
Like he had a little bit, but it was light. And then he got back into it. But
you betrayed me.
But whenever she was apologizing and stuff, and she's like, but when I went in there and the water just coming off his body and his body just glistening, like she was going into like detail right in front of him. I'm like, what's going on?
And he was just there, there.
He was kissing me, and I didn't mean to betray you.
You betrayed me.
His body.
That body. So, go look at that body. Go look at that body. Yeah, the Summer Rae, Rusev, and Ziggler segment, please, just let this feud die. I don't know why they continuously give us, such terrible feuds. I mean, maybe it's to help us appreciate the good ones. But, my God.
You can't have awesome feuds all the time.
No.
You got to have that crappy one.
That's right. You got to have 80 bad ones and 3 good ones. So,
we want to see Lana on TV.
Well, you're not going to, because
I know
Lana is injured at the moment.
What did Rusev say? She didn't get hurt. She's suffering from a broken heart.
That's right. She injured her hand, suffered a fracture in her wrist. After, I guess, working out in preparation for a match, which I guess was going to take place at Night of Champions. But unfortunately, she's going to be out for the next 4 months.
Oh, shit.
They said surgery might be required. And as someone who has had a wrist fracture, I can say that is no fun. It absolutely sucks. But yeah, the whole Ziggler, Rusev, Summer Lana thing, I'm ready for this feud to be over with.
Never.
I'm done with it. The video package to tell the story of what happened was so over the top cheesy.
Yeah.
So terrible. Like, I'd rather watch TMZ, and I freaking hate TMZ over this garbage that they gave us. But anywho, after that, we got to see, speaking of garbage, we got to see Randy Orton versus Sheamus for the first time never. These two have had so many matches over the last few years. I feel like this is their go-to match when they have nothing.
Maybe we will get to see them next week on the season premiere.
Oh, God.
Of Raw.
Of Raw, yeah.
This was the last episode of this season.
Which, how do you do that?
I don't know. I hate when they say that
52
stuff.
52 episodes in a year, and that's
sad to see this season
makes
go.
no sense. Yeah, man, they left it on such a cliff note.
What's gonna happen? Well, you will tune in next season.
Now I have to wait a whole week to find out. No.
Yeah.
It's not like Game of Thrones where you have to wait until the very next year, or what is it, Sherlock?
Yeah. Oh
That's
my
like
gosh.
3 years
Yeah.
or something like that.
I can't wait to get this season on DVD.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever happened to that? Anyways, so we got Randy Orton versus Sheamus again. Matchup was fine. They did what they could. I was just...
It annoys me. Like, I chuckled at this, like, when it first started, but, like, they were doing at the end, reverse finisher. RKO out of nowhere. It wasn't out of nowhere.
Yeah. I made the comment that, someone commented to me because I posted a tweet about this. I was like, what did we do to deserve this? And someone mentioned it to me saying Orton versus Sheamus is equal to Orton versus John Cena. And I responded, I said, I'll take Cena versus Orton any day.
Yeah.
And he was like, that speaks volumes to me. That's like, wow. But yeah, I actually enjoyed the Orton and Cena feuds that they had. I thought that was one of Cena's better feuds along with Edge. Cena Edge, Cena Orton, Cena Owens. Those are my...
I keep on forgetting Cena Edge stuff.
Oh, man, that stuff was so good.
I need to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. But, yeah. So, Orton ends up defeating Sheamus, but earlier that night we did see Randy Orton talking to Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and so after the matchup, the Wyatt family attacked Randy Orton. Oh no, follow the buzzards.
Oh my gosh, you see that move that Ogre did to Randy Orton?
Yeah, the triangle
Yeah.
hug.
Okay, I'm just going to call him Ogre from...
Strom.
Ogre from, what is...
Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds. No! Ogre. He needs to cross his eyes.
Yeah. So, after that, we got a 1-minute squash match featuring the Dudley Boys and Los Matadores. And this is kind of confusing to me because, we've seen Los Matadores be heels. We've seen Los Matadores be face in the span of 3 weeks.
Well, Doug says they're getting a gimmick change.
Yeah, and it certainly looks like that because...
All three of them, or is Torito leaving?
Well, that's the thing, because as soon as the match concluded, or leading to the end of the match, they attacked El Torito, the Los Matadores, and that prompted the Dudley Boys. Hey, well, y'all can't do that. You can't pick on him, so we're going to throw you through a table for the trouble. Very interesting to see. I think that they're due for a gimmick change. I don't know why they changed them to begin with. I felt Epico and Primo worked out just fine.
Yeah.
You can have a solid tag team without over the top character gimmicks.
Yeah.
I would much more prefer if they'd be like, oh hey, it's Epico and Primo. We haven't seen them in the past few years. What have they been up to?
It'd be hilarious in 2K15 that they're in there, but you can remove their masks.
That'd be funny. So Dudley Boys get a quick squash, and they also announced during the Backstage segment with the New Day that next week the New Day is going to be facing the Primetime Players.
The season premiere.
The season premiere for the tag team titles, and the winner of that match goes on to face the Dudley Boys at Night of Champions. So we're going to get to see that. So it should be
3D.
3D's nuts. It should
That
be.
doesn't make sense.
Nope. So after that, we got to see The Miz going up against Cesaro, and I appreciate that they kept the story of Cesaro selling the rib injury. It was a way for Miz to have some credible offense. He attacked the ribs. He drop kicked the ribs. All of his attacks were focused on the ribs. But the match ended in a double count out after the Big Show came out and chased Miz away and then knocked out Cesaro for whatever reason.
So what does that mean? Now there's going to be a new triple threat. You think so? Because when he was walking out, Big Show punched Cesaro. I hope they don't throw Cesaro into this mix.
I hope not. This is another one of those feuds. It's like, why is this continuing?
It's Miz and Big Show. Yeah.
So, whatever.
Push me now. Oh, next week on the season premiere, we're gonna have
Season premiere.
keep on saying that.
Such a joke.
Big Show versus Cesaro.
That's probably what we're gonna get.
And Miz is there. Oh, we just replaced Ryback with
At least with Cesaro and Big Show, you can claim that it's the two members of the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Royal.
There's one, yeah.
They've both won. So this is the test to see.
They got to put their statues on the line. Who's going to win it?
Yeah.
Double statues.
But Cesaro's was broken, remember?
Oh, so he wins Big Show's.
That's
Mine
right.
was broken.
Yeah.
Now I have yours.
I want yours because yours is nice.
Yeah.
That's right. So then we got the Nikki Bella Charlotte segment, which was whatever. God, I'm sorry. Nikki Bella, the Bellas cannot cut a promo. They sound awful.
Yeah, it's super cheesy. You would think that they would try to learn from their stuff, but I don't know. They keep on doing it. There's probably people out there who like it. I don't. But
I don't get it. What is the appeal? They cannot talk.
Hey. Not like
Hey,
that.
guys. I'm about to be the new Divas champion. Oh, you don't like that? Look at the board.
Well,
wow.
You sound like that's good. That's pretty good.
Wow. How about that?
Next week, we're going to have a party.
Yeah. And the season premiere, it's going to be Charlotte versus Nikki Bella for the Divas title.
Now I'm getting you to say it.
Nope.
You said season premiere.
I know. So,
Next season.
So we'll have to see if they do it. I'm kind of hoping that for some reason or another they have the Bellatron on the board as they're counting down during the matchup, and that Charlotte pins her with like 3 seconds left.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So it's like 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! With 2 seconds left, she wins. So. Anyways, will it happen? Probably not.
I don't like Charlotte's woo.
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 Woo. So, so with that being said, it's time to go into the main event of the night.
Match of the night.
Match of the night.
Okay, now I can go into what I was going to say earlier.
Yeah.
This match was all New Day.
Yeah.
All New Day. They looked awesome. Primetime players didn't get too much time in the match.
No, they did not.
It was just New Day.
Well, because they cut off the
Rollins.
ring and we're focusing on Cena.
New Day and Seth Rollins taking it to John Cena. And oh my gosh, Xavier Woods is always hilarious. Keeps on
You
going.
got that tricep meat.
Trombone. It was just so good. It was just like, I was telling Doug, as we watched it together, I was like, I just can't believe it. It's like, it's all them, you know. I mean, there was Seth Rollins, yes, but it was more focused on New Day.
How much was
like,
Doug laughing?
Oh, he laughed.
He's cracking up.
Yeah. he loved it, and I'm just like amazed. I was like, there really wasn't too much primetime player action.
Yeah.
At all. I mean, there was a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
And it just amazes me. It's like, finally, I know they've been like this for a while, but like before New Day, there was nothing going on with Biggie. There was nothing going on with Kofi.
Yeah.
For years, there was nothing going on with Kofi.
Yeah.
And Xavier was coming in. There wasn't too much going on with him. This has brought them to a new level.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Freaking awesome. Keep it up.
Definitely. So Cena teams up with primetime players but they end up defeating the New Day and Seth Rollins.
Cena got the pin on Kofi, which were fun. The New Day had a good showing. It was great, you know.
Yeah.
You didn't want Seth Rollins to eat the pin, so
Yeah, you don't want him to get another loss. or another pin on him. But
I mean, he did lose, but
how funny was it whenever Rollins made his entrance?
oh my gosh. I didn't get to see it on TV because I was looking at something else, but I looked up online. Some guy just hopped the barrier and
Just casually walking down with him.
Yeah, let's go to the ring. And then what's hilarious, John Cena's like pushing Titus O'Neil back. Like, whoa, they're about to handle us. Or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
What's funny is that Titus wasn't even paying attention. Like he was talking smack to the New Day.
yeah.
One, security took way too long to get to this guy.
Yeah.
Not only did he make it to the ring, but the referee got out of the ring, brought him to the corner, and was like, "Hey, I need security over here."
Yeah.
Before they finally got him, and then then they properly escorted him out.
You still have people to this day who does stuff like that. Why you're not going to get away with this, and you're going to get in trouble, possibly fines.
You're looking at being arrested, fined, banned, any of those things. But it's one of those things. It's also a safety concern, like you said about Roman Reigns coming down. You don't know what their intent is.
Yeah.
So he could have easily, if he wanted to, injured Seth Rollins. If that was his intent, there is nothing that anyone could have done to stop it. So I don't know if they just need to step up their security, if they need to have more security on hand, or what the situation was. But someone did not do their job that night. Because normally when someone tries to do that or they'll hop in the ring,
that guy walked down the ramp with him.
He walked all the way down the ramp and made it to the corner where the stairs are. That is unacceptable.
Yeah, let's do this. Like, dude, you ain't doing shit.
They've had people, hop the barricade and try to get into the ring, and they get stopped, as soon as they touch the ring. This one wasn't
there something a while back there was a guy who hopped in the ring and one of the wrestlers wanted to punch him?
Dean Ambrose. Yeah.
He wanted to punch him?
I'm not sure what the intent was, but like he came up and I guess was tapping him on the back or something like that, and security went and took him. But you never know. You just never know. So, but yeah, Cena ended up getting the victory, and we get to see Sting yet again on the Titantron, saying
that's when he destroyed the statue.
Which, God, that was so bad.
He rode the trash truck away.
That was so cheesy, so lame.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing to this guy? I don't get it.
Degrading him.
Yeah, it is. The whole
like,
situation.
Hey, it's not about the whole thing. We came in with Triple H. It's not about WCW, but they made it about WCW, and then he lost at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and then he comes back out now and he compliments Triple H, which he shouldn't, and then
now he's being cartoony and hokey,
in which he has before, but still.
But whenever he was brought into the WWE, he was a more serious, competitor.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Whatever. I'm done. I know that they're going to put him in the Hall of Fame next year, or the year after. So I mean, they're going to do what they want because he bought into it. They offered him money. He said, "Yeah, sure." So he's going to do whatever they want. But I just don't like it. I'm not liking it. I'm not digging it. And in all honesty, like I said, I wasn't feeling too well while I was watching this Raw.
So that didn't make it better.
It didn't make it better. The last hour for me, the first 2 hours were such a drag for me. Like there was nothing that really like popped out and stood out, with the exception of like Edge and Christian standing next to the Dudley Boys. It was such a long, drawn out Raw. The last match was probably the most entertaining. But the rest of Raw was very forgettable, and it really bums me out because I don't get to watch a whole lot of wrestling anymore. I don't watch SmackDown, I don't watch TNA, I don't watch Ring of Honor. I wish Lucha was still around. I would watch the hell out of that. But unfortunately, it is not for the time being until there is a season 2. But yeah, I don't know. But with that being said, it's time to go to the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. I know it's a short episode. Like I said, there's not a whole lot for us to talk about this week. Plus, I'm not feeling too well, so I'm going to go home.
Talk video games.
Yeah, we can talk video games. Yeah, sure. You want to talk about your Mario creator game?
Okay, I guess so.
Get it out there. Let everyone know what you think.
Mario Maker.
Mario Maker. That's what it was.
I know it's nothing to do with wrestling, but there's times where we like, hey, shower talk last week.
Yeah.
Well, that was connected to Dolph,
And that was genuine.
But we talked about video games before. That's nothing to do with wrestling. But oh man, this is so cool that you can make your own Mario levels and stuff. They have 2D and 3D. So they have the levels from like Mario 1, 3, Super Mario, and 3D. So they may have items from one of those worlds and stuff. And if it wasn't from that time period, they'll put in there in that time period in those graphics. But it looks pretty cool. There's just so many options, so many things you can do. You can have one of those bullet bill cannons. You could put something in there and it can shoot coins. It can shoot chomp chains. Whatever. There's just,
Yeah.
You could supersize enemies to make different levels. There's just so many things you can do. Amiibo skins. I'm just super pumped about it. Just want to see all the possibilities.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Should be pretty exciting. And for those of you who want to relive a classic moment in the WNS podcast,
yes.
make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, WNS Video.
Check it out.
I went back and dug up an old audio clip from, it was like episode 30, somewhere around there, where we got a submitted question about who would win in a elimination chamber match featuring all kinds of different people. And it went strictly to Tyler as to describe who would win and how. And I took a little bit of time out of my day today to put some visuals to the inner workings of Tyler's brain. So go and check that out.
He did good work. Check it out.
Right.
It made me chuckle.
Always room for improvement.
Good stuff.
Yeah, but like I said, it's time to go in the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Bazooka Majin, saying, great show, guys. How would you feel if WWE works off of a universe mode style? Each title is split into a division, and the competitors of respected division have to climb up the ranks and rack up the wins to stay as number one contender, but not too much like universe mode. Thanks.
Well, I was like, it's already like universe mode now because, like we talked about last week, there when people were in feuds and stuff, or you put them in feuds, they fight each week, which they're doing. So that's part of that. But no, that'd be pretty cool.
Like a ranking system.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I've realized that I'm not going to win the Intercontinental title, so I'm going to focus now on the United States title. So I'm now the 5th competitor, and got to work your way up to the number one contender.
Yeah.
So.
But there's not a lot of people on the roster, so.
There's not, but there's, you could still have a focus for everybody.
Yeah.
Instead of just like random feuds, like let the titles be important again. Like that's one thing that I really missed about Raw. I really missed the John Cena open invitation.
You know that Seth Rollins is not going to do that.
No, but like that was one of the things that I really missed because I'm like, that was always entertaining. But anyways. But thanks for the question, Bazooka. Next question coming to us from Julian saying, what's up, dudes? This show is like my saving grace on my way to school and work. It makes an hour and a half ride feel like 30 minutes. But a couple of questions I have for you is, though Neville has had a pretty cool comic book feud with Stardust, do you think they will ever give him a push? It would suck if they didn't. Also, if Neville doesn't get pushed, I don't see them pushing Finn Balor because they are around the same height, with Neville having the heavier build. And lastly, I prefer split brands. If they ever decide to split the brands again, what do you think the main title for SmackDown would be?
I don't know, man. When we don't know how people are going to be when they get on the roster, they may have big plans for them. Look what happened to Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Started strong and then quickly fizzled.
Neville is just there.
I feel like Neville has taken the place of what Rey Mysterio was. He's that high flyer. He's always going to be fun for the kids. He's going to be
Rey
entertaining.
Mysterio was big at one point. What I mean is he was the main focus at one time.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely after the death of Eddie Guerrero, and a lot of people will credit the death of Eddie Guerrero as the reasoning that Rey Mysterio won the championship that particular year and why he was in the title picture. But I mean, maybe Neville does get a title shot later on down the line, just to say, I can prove that I deserve to be here. Will he? You can never say never, but I would probably lean towards probably not. I can see him as a tag team champion. I can see him as Intercontinental or U.S. champion. Don't know if they're going to give him the WWE title. Just don't know if that's going to be in the cards for him.
And then I don't know what they're going to do with Finn Balor when he comes on.
I'm hoping that they take Finn pretty seriously. I mean,
I hope, but I don't know.
Like I see him fitting in as like the Jeff Hardy character when he was actually started to be taken seriously. When he finally broke out onto the scene as a singles competitor, and it wasn't just for being a
Hardy versus
a
Triple
spot
H
match. I would like to see Finn Balor gain some success. He's doing very well in NXT. Who knows? It's one of those things we have to just have to wait and see. But I would like to see. I would love to see all the guys succeed. Unfortunately, there is only one spot on the top of that mountain.
Oh, so, they split the titles back, and it's 2 titles. You have to hold 2 titles now.
Pretty much. So, but thanks for the question. Next question coming to us from Brian, saying, "Oh, and as far as the split brands, I'd be okay with seeing a split brand. I enjoyed whenever they did.
There's not enough people.
Yeah, there's not enough people right now. I did enjoy the Raw, Raw and SmackDown drafts that they did.
Oh, that was fun.
It started to get a little predictable
at the end. Yes,
towards the end, yeah. But I still enjoyed it. And it made it seem like there was some importance.
I still go back to the older games and play that sometimes.
Yeah,
it's like the Vince McMahon has Raw, or I think maybe in like
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair has SmackDown, I think,
or vice versa.
Yeah, whatever.
But as far as which titles would be defended, I would say that the WWE World Heavyweight title would be defended on both. I remember when they just had SmackDown pay-per-views, and then they had Raw pay-per-views, and then the big 4 were the United, where they would have SmackDown and Raw, so that everyone got a good shine.
It's so weird because it was like when it got to a point at the end, and people were like, "Oh, we want one brand together," and I was getting that way. Now I'm like, I kind of would like the split.
Yeah,
but they can't. I don't feel like they can do that.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see. But thanks for the question anyways. Next question comes to us from Brian saying, "Is it just me, or is this Bellatron countdown clock really getting on your nerves too?" Quick answer, yes. What is the point in rubbing in the fact that obviously they are just letting Nikki Bella beat AJ's record just so a company girl holds the record and not CM Punk's wife? Don't forget, Nikki hasn't had a title defense since the 4th of July. That Beast in the East. There you go. Sorry, Brie, your sister is only the reigning, not defending champ. Still, Paul Heyman's line, some Divas Revolution, or don't steal Paul Heyman's line. Some Divas Revolution. Sorry to rant about that, but it just grinds my gears. I know they're making it look bleak for Seth Rollins in losing both belts. However, I have a feeling that Seth may pull a Jericho, i.e. when he beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night. Rollins may beat Sting and Cena on the same card, although they are more likely to have Mr. Money in the Bank cashing in. So yeah, thanks, Brian. The record, the whole shebang for it is just ridiculous. We'll give our official predictions on what we think for Night of Champions next week. So, but thank you once again for listening, and thanks for the comments. Final question coming to us from Jonathan Red Robin Branch saying, "So last week's shower conversation got me wondering. I like to shower with the lights off every now and then. I find it very relaxing. So have any of you guys tried this?"
I've tried that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I feel the same way he does. It is relaxing and stuff.
Yeah, it's not too bad. The only bad part is whenever you have to get out because you're cold and it's dark.
I've had it where what was it? It looks like a nightlight kind of candle thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of flickers.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can see.
And that's what's important. So, yeah, it is relaxing. So, thanks for the questions. Sorry for the short show this week, or short her show.
Mike's super short show.
No, not that short. But make sure to submit your questions on our YouTube channel, WNS Video, and subscribe on that. And check us out on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast. You can also find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, and WrestlingNewsSource.com, and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook as well.
We're also on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Yeah, and if you do follow us on Stitcher or iTunes, please make sure to give us a review. If you feel that we're deserving of a 5-star review, please do. Even if it's a 4-star, whatever. I mean, whatever you feel that we deserve.
If you want to give us a 5-star frog splash, go ahead.
Yeah. We any reviews that I happen to catch, I don't check it weekly, but I do check it every once in a while. Any reviews that we do have, we do make sure to read on the show and put on the podcast Facebook page. So we certainly appreciate everyone who has taken the time out of their day to give us a review and to listen to our show. We certainly do appreciate it. You can also check us out on Twitter by following us at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at WNS Podcast _Daniel. You can follow Tyler at Tyler _Abear.
Don't forget to check our show out in Beaumont.
Yeah, sportsradiobeaumont.com. Thursday afternoon, 5 p.m. Central Time, so adjust your clocks accordingly. Thanks again for listening, and for the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
And we will catch you all next week.
Bye.